بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this overview about Maharat. Thank you for coming with us and being with us in this event today. As you know, SQU has launched this platform, electronic platform, which we called Maharat last Sunday. And we were lucky to have more than 2,500 students in the ground hall, mashallah. And it's all your students, mostly, first year students. So today the aim of this gathering is to have an overview of the electronic platform that is Maharat. And we will listen and we'll see how different universities in the UK have used this platform for their students and how successful it was. At the same time, we would like to thank CBS. They have already put the framework for the skills that CBS or first year students should achieve. This framework has three different domains, which is digital skills, academic skills, and soft skills. And for each domain, there are sub-skills that each student should achieve. Some of them, I think, will be compulsory, and some of them will be optional for students, according to the different courses. We have the guys here, Prof. Norbert and Mr. Trevor from the company who is taking care of providing the platform. And they have gave a presentation from maybe students' perspectives on Sunday. But we'll listen to more details today from the academic view.
Yeah, okay.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much, Salim, and thank you very much also Professor Salim and also the team that we've been working with. We've had a wonderful week here, working with Aisha, with Manar, with Ahmed on the team, and we've had the chance to meet many people across campus and get also an insight into the university. So it's been a very productive but also a wonderful stay for us. So I also want to thank you for the professionalism, the organization that has gone into making this stay, and it's been a fantastic week for us. So today in this short talk, we also understand this is the end of the week here for you, and we are the last thing that stand in between you and the weekend, and it's a short weekend for you because on Saturday there's something else. So we'll try to keep this to the point, and we will share a couple of case studies and use cases of our platform with you. It's how it's used at other universities. And again, I'm here with my colleague Trevor, who will run through some of the examples together for you. So without too much further ado, let me go in and tell you a little bit about what we have here. We have got Maharat at the university at SQU, and the platform that is powering Maharat is also being used in a number of other use cases at other universities out there. And I want to give you a bit of a background in how this is currently being used also across the world to some degree, in the UK, in Europe, and also now in the US. And so maybe one of the first examples that I want to give you is a program in the UK that is called the Digital Capability Program. And this is delivered by an organization called JISC, Joint Information Security Council, whose original claim to fame is that they were the ones that created the internet backbone of the UK universities. And if you know a bit about the history of the internet, then that's basically one of the first internet networks that were created out there. Since then, this organization, a government organization, has evolved to a fair degree, and they look after innovation in further and higher education for the UK. And one of the areas that they're also looking after is how they can, for example, increase the digital skills of academics, of researchers, of professional staff working in library and information services, and also of students. And so they have gone together and created a digital skills framework, and then they were looking for a delivery partner that can take this framework and turn it into something that resembles a learning experience and turns this operational. And so we have been chosen after a lengthy process as the delivery partner working with this organization to deliver this, and together we have developed, using our technology, this digital capability platform. And that is a national program that runs in the UK across nearly all of the institutions in the UK, including the top institutions, Oxford, Cambridge, Edinburgh, right down to further education and secondary colleges. And how can we imagine the use of our platform in this scenario? So here we have got a special capability around creating self-assessment service. So as an academic, as a teacher, you may go on there, you select a self-assessment that's targeted at you, you go through a short experience answering a couple of questions, and after that presented to you as a resource bank of easy to complete resources specifically tailored towards you in terms of helping you improve digital skills. And the same also applies for students. So as a platform, here we're delivering the assessments, but also the learning and the skills development content, and the specialty here around is again around being able to make a skills framework actionable. So that's a first use case, and over 60,000 academic staff members have completed this and grows year after year. As a second brief, and we'll show you some of this stuff as well. A second use case that I want to introduce here is Loughborough University. Loughborough University is a very well ranked university in the UK, so always in the top 10, I think currently number 6 in the UK. And it's got a specific renown also as being the #1 sports university in the UK. So many of the Olympic medalists that are in the UK and winning gold medals for the UK, they go to Loughborough University where they will study, but they will maybe also study sports science or sports management, for which it would be ranked top in the world. But they're also very strong in the other sciences, in the business school, and so on. So a very good university. One of the things that is very important to this university is how they relate to the students, and what matters a lot to the university management is the student experience. Every year in the UK, the universities are also assessed by the government on the student experience and on the teaching quality. And so the universities have to collate all the student evaluations from the modules, but they also have to explain what are they doing beyond just a degree program to help the students become more employable, more career ready, and develop as a person. And Loughborough University is really excellent in this. They have been ranked #1 or #2 on student experiences out of 150 universities year after year. And they received very recently, again, a triple gold status in what's called the Teaching Excellence Framework exercise, which evaluates them on this. And one of the key programs that they develop for their students and give to their students in addition to the degree programs is what's called the Personal Best Program. And you can see the mindset here as well of a sports university that encourages students to not just be the best in maybe the discipline, but also to develop their own personal best. And so they've got this Personal Best Program that they offer to all of their students, which is delivered through our platform, and it introduces the students to graduate attributes, to study skills, to soft skills at the university. There are short learning paths associated with all of them. It encourages students to set goals in the skills development areas. Platform helps them track against this, and they earn digital badges against this. And if they've completed a minimum set of requirements around this, then they receive a Personal Best Award from Loughborough University. So this is a program that runs across all students at Loughborough University. And then final example here for me, before I probably also hand over to Trevor, is something called the Cardiff Award at Cardiff University. Cardiff University would be sort of the top university in Wales as part of the United Kingdom. And if you know a little bit sort of around this region, it's a bilingual region, so it's mandatory also for the university to deliver its content not just in English but in Welsh, which creates some extra difficulties here as well, so more care has to go in this as well. It would be the top research university in the Welsh region, and it draws on students from not only a very broad local background but also international background. And so here they use our platform specifically also with a view towards career readiness and employability, upskilling the students around this, and they take students onto a very structured journey of first year, second year, third year in terms of explore, grow, and compete, as they say it. And this goes back to a lot of the academic literature on the field of employability and career readiness, where we're talking about taking students initially through experience of exploring, understanding themselves better, trying to understand their discipline better, what are career options, maybe in the first year. In the second year, helping the students to understand what skills they need to develop so that by the time it gets to year 3, they have that ready. So that's the grow phase. And in the final phase, the compete phase, it's about helping the students to excel when they come towards the end and be ready to go and apply for jobs and be ready to shine at interview stages and secure that role. So that's sort of the career readiness journey here, which also runs on our platform, and it connects in various parts to the curriculum as well. It's offered also to postgraduate students, to PhD students with some speciality there, and during the pandemic it also supported students with some of the mental health and well-being issues on there. At the end of this journey, students receive at the degree ceremony an additional award. So physically, when they go into the hall in their graduation dress with their hats, and they walk up to the Vice Chancellor who will hand them the degree roll, then if they have completed the Cardiff Award, they receive an extra award, extra certificate in paper form that they have completed this. In this sense, a very strong signal to the rest of the university, to the students, but also the parents, that the university has looked after the students and helped them on their personal development. So a very physical way of doing this as well. So we've seen some great use cases on this. From our view, what we try to do is try to make the journey for the student more holistic, the skills development journey, the personal development journey at university, and that really goes back to maybe the foundations of the education system of the university, which is not just about knowledge, but also developing people as a person, taking a holistic view to education, and looking at how we can bring and also capture learning experiences that happen outside the classroom, bring it together for the student to give them a continuous sense of personal growth and prepare them for a life of continuous professional development and help build a lifelong learning mindset. And so as a platform, from a technology point of view, sometimes what you will see is just a user interface or something that you may find as you use it within Moodle. A lot of you might in the future just experience it in the Moodle. At the moment, we're also working with the team here on looking after and supporting a program for foundation students as the first a big project here. And so just to summarize very quickly, what are the specialities about this platform? Firstly, it is a skills platform, a competence-based platform. It complements Moodle, the learning management system, or other learning management systems around this topic, skills frameworks, and that can be customized towards the institution, play an important role in this. Overall, the experience is designed to be intuitive and easy to understand for students, and we want to bring a holistic and co-curricular element together. And I'm gonna stop here as well, and maybe then ask Trevor to come on and show a couple of case studies of the use at other universities. Before I do that, I want to say We're growing the platform here at SQU with the wonderful team that we're working with, so you will see this grow over time. And for today's session, we'll show you a couple more case studies, but then I would very much welcome questions from the audience and see if we can have a short discussion before we send you off to your well-earned weekend. So thank you very much, and I'll hand over to Trevor.
Thank you, Norbert. I would just like to repeat, really, that this week has been incredibly welcoming for us, and we feel so privileged to have had the opportunity to come and visit the team here and the entire University of SQU. I'd also say we're really in good company, so we've been incredibly sort of lucky, I think, to also be working with such an excellent team, core team, the whole of the week, and we look forward to taking this forward. It is a journey, and I think we're at the start of that, and I think it will be an exciting one. So we're going to look at a couple of those live case studies, I think, that Norbert mentioned. The first is Loughborough. And again, we're just going to reiterate that we've been on a journey with Loughborough, 3 or 4 years, and we feel really lucky that this year, I think for the first time, they won that triple gold in teaching excellence. And the personal best program sat at the center of that. It came really as a strategic decision for the university to ensure that they had a set of students, the next generation of talent, going out, representing the university. And so we see that here. The students in this foundation course are going to be going out into the world, really leading the next generation of talent in the future of this country and represent the best of SQU. So what they have is, they have several programs. One is, just as a short case study, they have an arrival program. So it's not quite on the scale of the foundation. This is for first years, but they take every student through this. But at the core of this entire journey is their framework. So they're the 15 elements, the 15 skills that they want each student to take away and develop as their students at SQU and also as graduates. So this is going to be similar to what we're going to achieve, obviously, with SQU. We want to achieve a framework, soft skills, academic skills, and those digital skills. Yeah. This one here? Yeah, so let's take a look, actually. So this short video that Loughborough have just talks through their program as they launch it, and just demonstrates how a pinnacle it is to the university experience. So let's see if we can just see if I can. Is that easy to expand? Do we have the sound here? This one? I think it will go just to here then.
Who doesn't like getting PBs? We, as Loughborough students, love reaching milestones and hitting the next level. Whether that's a PB in the gym, on a game, or a pub quiz. So why don't we do this with our personal development? Well, now we can. The Personal Best programme provides you with a structure to develop your skills. Use Loughborough's very own student development programme to identify your strengths and weaknesses, set goals and milestones, learn, develop, implement and achieve. University is about more than your degree. Employers want to see that you can articulate and demonstrate your skills. It's time to become your personal best.
So what you saw in that video was the representation of students really heading out and achieving those different skill areas. This is their example framework, and obviously the SQU one is even more expansive, looking at those core skills that each student will leave as they graduate. So they get a high engagement with this, and every student at the end of it gets a portfolio. The portfolio represents all the work and effort that they've been doing at the university as part of these programs, including the badges they've received, the posts, things that they've logged, those extracurricular activities in academia, outside of academia, in their personal and professional lives. They can tag everything to their framework, to that skills repository, and then they can showcase it with the rest of the world, including the future employers. So it really adds value. You can think of it as a continuous repository as they've gone through their experience. So the point that they leave, they've got this vast history of all the experiences and learning moments they've done during their time at the university. The second example that I'm going to look at is another university that we work with. This is a large university in the center of the UK called Birmingham City University. And the reason I want to show this is because it's representing what we're going to be doing at SQU, or SQU wants to achieve, is to embed these skills into academia, into their experience during that foundation year. So there are two aspects here. Students can really look at, explore this at their own time to get a breadth of skills, but they're also putting this into the academic programs, into those structured courses, and depending as a student what you have access to, you'll be able to see a specific program for you. So we're just going to look at one example here, which is an accounting program at level 4. And again, the student, based on the department, has been given a set of activities across a broad range of skills that they're set out to achieve. So just this one is based on research and effectively. It's being tagged up or mapped to different skill areas, and then that measurement is taken into their portfolio, but also the university has access to all of that engagement. So each student has a complete record of all the activity they've done either in the module or outside of that as a general skills program. This has also been embedded into Moodle, so it embeds into the learning management system, which is also what we want to achieve here, so that it's right there where the student is learning on a day-to-day basis. So those are a couple of examples, and again, each student gets that portfolio that pulls together all of those achievements. So I'll stop there. That's just a couple of case studies. So with the team this week, the team have created a first, I think, step towards building really a strong framework. And if we look into the current platform, this is where we are. So we're building out the start or the foundations of this. We've already put into the platform the framework that we've built this week with the team, and that's ready to go. That's ready for all content to be mapped to that we're going to have in the platform. And in those academic programs, also ready, the framework is for the student to be able to map any additional competence, any additional learning moments. We've also got that live as an individual student as a portfolio. So each student is ready to go, being able to start putting those learning journeys in. So I think that's really exciting. So that's the end of our case study, but we will say this is also the first time, this is the first institution where, as you see, Maharat sits under here, sits under the university's portal. It's your platform. We've never done that before, so I think that's an enormous sort of achievement to really sit as your platform. Everything else, we've not been able to do that with any other university. So that's, again, credit to the team here, the IT team, that's been able to put that in place.
Okay, so that's a quick overview from us with a couple of case studies. And I will say we'll stop here and are open for questions and see if there are any.
Thank you, Prof. Norbert. Thank you, Trevor. So that's it for the presentation. If there is any comments or questions from the audience.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for the very nice presentation. My question is, what about letting our students to be software developers instead of letting them to be software users only? Can it help, can Mahara support this if we start from the foundation, moving towards the end of the journey in the university? Can it be helpful, this Mahara? Can we do that? Can we support them somehow? Or it's kind of difficult? Thank you.
I'm not sure if I understood the question completely. If you're saying that you have got talented students who want to become software developers, and if they could contribute to the project, then I'm all in favor of taking advantage of having talent come and contribute in it. What I will say is, with software development, every project is different. There's different technology stacks. And in terms of like managing the software development process, it tends to be quite a tight process. So where we work with younger people as part of the team, or where we work with maybe interns and so on, usually we do that in terms of specifying as a company a very specified project where we can provide the support and the learning experiences to it. So there is the opportunity for us to do that. With some of the more core parts of the software, it usually requires somebody to be a part of the team for a bit longer, to be at the maturity level to code this and also bring them in. But we can certainly discuss if there is opportunity to work with computer science department or other parts of the university to define certain projects where they can contribute and also feel that they have contributed in terms of developing the software for it. And of course, software development never stands still. So right now, for example, we are undergoing very interesting research and development around trying to incorporate large language models, AI into the platform further. So there might be also defined research and short projects in this area that might be interesting for students, where they can get where they can do some live contribution or get some feedback from our team around this. So we'd certainly be happy to follow that up.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much for the interesting presentation. I have a question regarding the Moodle integration. What kind of data gets pushed to Moodle? What kind of data gets pushed to Moodle?
In terms of data that gets pushed back into Moodle, so we can't fully show the Moodle integration here today for one reason, and that is because we couldn't get my laptop to work earlier on here, and so we can't show this fully on here. What I've got here is a bit of something which looks a bit similar, which is an integration with Blackboard that maybe gives you some bit of an idea of the integration here as well. But should I go into this or not so much?
It's okay.
It's okay. We shall not go too much into it in terms of like data that can be pushed. It's an LTI, a learning technology interface integration. So data can be pushed both ways. I think the main way that data gets pushed back into Moodle is around have students completed something, so it goes back into the gradebook or into the learning outcomes.
Yeah. Now the integration is fully there between Moodle and Maharat. The main idea is that student will log in once. Our main hub in the university is Moodle. So any other systems that the university will adopt will be connected and integrated directly through Moodle. So your students and you as teachers can log in directly from Moodle, and it will redirect you to Maharat without having to log in twice. If you add any element from Maharat or any content from Maharat, students will go to Maharat, finish that module, and it will reflect in the Moodle course. Yeah. And we will send some guidelines on whether you will be grading, because there is no grades in Maharat.
Yeah, not yet.
So whether that grade is required for that particular module or not, that's something we will discuss with the CBS later on.
Thank you. Do you want to?
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First of all, I want to comment about, because whatever you have said here, it's covering the learning, literacy, and life skills. Those are 21st century skills. So my question is, being as professionals, our learning journey is a lifelong pursuit. So regarding that one, what do you have from the staff development? Do you have something? Because if we move towards knowledge, so knowledge is centered on information, facts, and skills that is achieved through experience or education. So probably I achieved something through experience. So in this case, what do you have here for the professional development of the staff?
So what I will also say is at a number of institutions, our platform is also used for staff development and for some staff processes, although here we focus in the first instance mostly on the student experiences. There are resources available for staff development also, as I mentioned, for example, the digital skills development as a ready-made resource on here. But if I take your point in terms of a lot of the things being developed through experience and so on. And so on the platform, and this is true for staff or for any learner, what we've got on here is the ability to capture what we call a learning moment here, and this can be an article that you've read. This might be an experience that you just had in the workplace, and so on. This can be made to count against the framework, again against the institutional framework, and it gathers and collects the evidence that you have on here. And so in this way, we're trying to capture some of this real-world experience as well and try to make it count. There's more work to be done in this, in terms of making this more automatic, reducing the time effort in here and so on. And we will work further in this area also. Yeah.
And if I can add something else, so during this week we have a number of meetings with different centers and units in the university, some of which is the Center for Professional Development and Center for Students Counseling, Center for Community Services, also Excellence in Teaching and Learning. There is another center that is Independent Learning. So we are trying to make this as a hub, either for students or staff. So most of the events, even those events that are done like face-to-face events, like from Career Guidance or from Students Counseling Center, that will be also added to Maharat. So whoever, any student or staff who attend that event will be directly giving in his portfolio a badge also. So this is the start, and we are trying to build on and on as we are going through the system. Any more questions?
Thank you for the informative presentation. My question is, where does the teacher stand in this Maharat? I mean, what is the role of the teacher?
Maybe Dr. Zahra would like to.
So where does the teacher stand? So I think like we need to look at this as what is the student learning journey. So as a teacher at the moment you will mostly be looking after your course, your module specifically, and that's the part of the learning journey that you probably interact the most with the student. And so in this sense your responsibility is to mainly look after this corner of the world that you control and your direct interaction with the student on this.
May I just
So
add something?
in this course or in this module, there will be, I assume, mostly sort of two interactions that you have here with. So the first one will be, there will be, based on the SQU framework, there might be skills development courses that we're looking to support the students with that you might want to add to your Moodle course and environment to support this part of the skills development to it. So you will be looking probably at your specific course and say, maybe I want to add my course, maybe supporting the development of certain skills, graduate attributes that are in this framework. So you want to connect with content that's available on the platform on here, but likewise, you maybe want to, just by delivering this course, give the student the opportunity to very easily add the skills that you're developing in your Moodle course and add them to your to their skills portfolio. And also sort of would be the two things that you will likely, as an individual teacher, want to use the platform for. If you wanted to, you can also take advantage of the editor that's on the platform to create your own content that you can reuse across modules or make available to the rest of the university. So you can also take advantage of the editor to do this, to develop content either specifically for your own module or maybe across modules or make available for the wider university. And it makes it very easy to share that content. So that might be an additional thing that you do. Apart from that, this is also about offering an additional value for the student going across modules. So this offers a value of the student going from, rather than having a journey of having one module, this is a continuous development journey for the student as well. And your part will be in terms of contributing that specific part to that overall development journey of the student as well. That's maybe looked after at a higher level, at the center level, at a school level, or a departmental level. Yeah?
Thank you. In addition to what Professor Norbert has just said, the framework that has been uploaded to the system is actually designed or built by the CPS.
Yeah.
So a team from the CPS, led by Dr. Zakiya and Dr. Nazanin, with the members from the CCC, actually looked at the learning outcomes that are supposed to be achieved by the end of the foundation program, and which are embedded in our courses, the English, Math, and IT, and the statistics course, and they're all built into that framework. So these are already linked to our courses. And as just explained, I mean, our role is to encourage the students and show them what this system is about and how to make use of it and how to upload their certificates and their achievements into the system. So this is mainly what we'll be doing as teachers.
Thank you. Right there at the top.
Hi. You mentioned that the system serves as a way of students showing to employers what they've achieved during university and how they can, and the practical workplace skills they have. How do they share what they've achieved with employers, and do they have to share it, or can they keep things hidden?
Okay. So thank you. That's a very good question. So every student can make their portfolio private or public. So that's their decision. They can share this with potential employers relatively easy there as well, and maybe connect it out to other profiles as well. Every student receives their own shareable link to their portfolio that they can make public. And they can also granularly edit their portfolio on here. So they can add and customize the look and feel of it. They can also hide elements or make elements visible that they would like to make visible. They can share posts. They can create projects on here as well. And the other thing that they can do is they can also connect a private email address to this as they come towards the end of their studies, so that they can take this away, and even should their university access expire because they don't have an email address anymore, they can still access and keep using this skills wallet profile that has been built up for them. Thank you.
Any last question, and then we will conclude with this, a talk from Prof. Salim. Any question?
Well, I thought that's the end of the week, not to say anything, because I'm sort of flat. I don't have enough energy. I would really like to thank Norbert and Trevor for the excellent job. But the idea is the following. When it comes into the role of academician, I think what they have said is correct, but too much to come. A lot of things are coming, and you can't believe it. The only message I would say, be ready for change. In coming few years, 2-3 years, you'll see plenty of things where Sultan Qaboos University will be something else, believe me. We are taking it step by step. The only thing we want to ask you is that people to show interest, as far that there'll be benefits for yourself and your students. We'll never forget faculty. In fact, we think about faculty before students, because if faculty, they don't enjoy what they're doing, or they don't get anything from it, they don't learn, they don't have enough experience or trained, I'm not expecting that students also, student can be better than compared to the instructors. So the training of instructors and trying to make sure that they really enjoy what they are doing, they understand what are the objectives of all these initiatives is very, very important. So this is number one. But this is a part of, I would say this is maybe 2% of what we are trying to do. You know, students will be able, now we have something like 8 sources where students will be learning and grasping these skills from different places. I'll give you just a simple examples we have started. CPS, you have just, we have introduced this life skills course. That will be the source of students to learn something. Okay, in 2 weeks we are going to launch the virtual reality lab. So students will learn something. We are thinking, hopefully, if we get a good grant, to launch something we have never seen it before, which costs something like $30 million at the SQU. We have a program of entrepreneurship. We have, now we have launched this last month where students, they can learn or being trained in these skills from sports. Already they have started. We have an agreement with Oman Sale, Ibhar Oman, where some of you students also, they had experience over the weekend. They were taken to Al Musanna Hotel for in a short. All of these are different. We have 1,000 points program. A lot of programs are coming for faculty and students where they'll be able to upload everything in this here. And the good thing about this is linked to all your courses, even learning outcome of your courses. So what I want to say is just you'll see plenty of things, new things. Some of them might be really, we are not sure if they'll be successful, but we need really to go through it. And our risk appetite is very high, okay? If we get it right, the credit will be for everyone. If we get it wrong, then we need to learn from our mistakes, and I'll be taking the responsibility, okay? Not you, okay? I can assure you that nobody will come and say, you take the responsibility, not at all. I'll be taking the responsibility because I'm sort of 70% sure that things will be going fine. If really we want to differentiate ourselves with other universities, if we want to get ourselves in the global map, I think we need to do few things where even if we are not sure 100% this will be successful. So please, I'm asking the director of the center here, if somebody comes to you and say, I have this idea, be flexible, let them do it. Let them do it, okay? Maybe you need to inform the curriculum committee of the center Let them experiment it. I'll never talk about creativity and if we are rigid and not allowing people to do things they think might work. Okay, this is very, very important. And I think CPS is doing an excellent job. Last month or 2 months, we saw the proposal of using e-books. It was a proposal. It might fly. We don't know, but it's very, very good thing. I really like the CPS when they come with the, CPS was the first one to come with the plan of active learning. And it was the first place to, to convert one of the classes into active learning classes. And there are a lot of proposals coming from CPS. We are very proud about that. And I think other colleges can learn from you. And believe me, the least place where I don't have any problems is CPS. And maybe you have noticed that most of the thing we said will start with the CPS. And this, it might create a problem with you, okay? Active learning we started with you, e-books with you, and these life skills with you, Maharat with you. You need to ask yourself, why CPS? Coursera, with the Coursera, we started with you. It's not because you are only, foundation and students will take it from there. No, this is not the reason. It's a human nature. If you see somewhere people are dedicated and productive, normally you tend to go with them. So good things and bad things will start with you. Okay? And you need to be very proud. Believe me that I always say, if I have $1 million, maybe 80% of the money should go to the foundation. Yeah? This is very, very important. So I hope that, the attendance itself says something. Yesterday we had here a lecture related to, very interesting lecture given and presented by Professor Norbert, and the attendance was something like 20 individuals. But very important topics, topic related to entrepreneurship. But look here, okay, everyone is here dedicated, and just beginning of this week, we had something like 3,000 or 2,500 students in the Grand Hall. Okay, that is sending the message that, we have very strong place, people should be proud, and really, I'll ask the director that you have really a good shape and a good leadership and a very strong, and safe hands to be flexible a little bit with instructors. We always talk about students, programs, Maharat, and all of these things, but we forget our staff. We need really to put that human aspects when we deal with people. A lot of you are here with us, not because of payment, because in fact we are not paying enough compared to our neighbors, UAE or other countries. But people are staying with us because I believe that they enjoy what they are doing. Even if they decide to leave us, welcome them if they want to come back. It's very, very important. Yeah? So thank you very much. I don't want to go beyond this. It's 1 o'clock, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you all for attending, and we'd like to thank Professor Norbert and Trevor for being here with us for the full week. It was initially, the visit was for 3 days, and we took it for the whole week. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves and have a nice weekend.